Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. As you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, this is going to be the BAA book picks for April, May, and June. So if you do not know what BAA is, BAA stands for Books Addicts Anonymous, which is a romance book club that I co-host with Clint over at Reads Reader. I will link his channel and his announcement video for the books down below, but this video is me basically talking about the books that we are reading in April, May, and June, a little bit about them, and overall just letting you know what we're reading so you guys can join us. So in April, we will be reading For the Love of Cain by Ames Mills. And this, I don't know anything about. I got cut off with a phone call, so I can't remember what I was saying. And if the angle changed, that's why. But for all of these, I'm just going to read the description as is so you know exactly what you're signing up for. So let's start off with For the Love of Cain. I thought I had everything figured out until I met Jackson. I am dominant by nature, but Jackson brings all that out in full force. What started as a one-night stand after his confession that he's never been with a man quickly turned into a whirlwind. Now I want nothing more to put a collar on his neck and ensure he's mine. Added my best friend Blaze and his boyfriend Elijah, and we're in for a hell of a ride. Blaze and I soon realize that someone has betrayed us when cops start breathing down our necks. All of this makes it hard to navigate what the four of us has started. But there is one thing I'm for sure. They'll never take what's mine. For the Love of Cain is a standalone romance intended for ages 18+. Please read content and trigger warning from the beginning of the book. This one, definitely, I agree. I've heard the list of trigger warnings and content warnings. I'm actually going to look them up. Okay, so the warnings are graphic violence, torture, kidnapping, explicit language, struggle with mental illness, attempted suicide, suicidal ideation, attempted sexual assault, explicit sex scenes, BDSM, dom/sub relationships, spanking including hand, paddle, flogger, and whip, daddy kink, master/pet, age gap, erotic asphyxiation, vision deprivation, shibari, bondage, collars, edging, crawling, and DAP. You can figure out what that means. I know what it means, and So yeah, definitely not for the faint of heart. Clint and I are so excited for this because we love us some smutty romance and dark romance. So this is like all of that in one. I'm so excited. Plus, I don't think I've ever read an book before. So I'm excited. And then on a very, very different note, May's book is very lighthearted, which is Not Quite Out by Louise Willingham, which this I have read and I know I love, but I'm excited to hear Clint's thoughts on it. But I'm just going to read the back of it. Even though I've read it, I will not do it justice. I've survived this long in the closet. Another few decades won't hurt. William Anson is done with relationships, thanks. He's starting his second year of his medical degree single, focused, and ready to mingle with purely platonic attentions. Meeting Daniel, a barely recovering drug addict ready to start living a life on his own terms, may well just change that. There are just two problems. One, William isn't out. After all, what's the point in telling your friends you're bisexual when you aren't going to date anyone? Two, Daniel's abusive ex-boyfriend still roams the university campus searching for cracks in Daniel's recovery. No matter how quickly William falls for Daniel, their friendship is too important to risk ruining over a crush. William is fine with just being friends for the rest of forever. Well, not quite. This I love. And this does have a few, even though it's lighthearted, it does have a few trigger warnings, so I will just read them because they are in the front of the book. So content warning, this book contains references to abortion, PTSD, drug addiction, abusive relationships, and self-harm. So those do come into play, but it's still much more lighthearted than April's book. So yeah, I'm very excited for this one. And then we're going back to dark romance with Inevitable Destruction by Marie Anne. The depth of your darkness swallowed me whole. Everett. The precarious The precarious stability I built for myself vanishes with one look at his pretty face. Years of endless remorse, shame, and outrage, amplified by him, the son of two people who ruined my life. And now that it's all been brought to the surface, I can't deny it any longer. Dominic Reed needs to pay for the sins of his parents. What I didn't expect was the deep-seated ache he draws out in me. A virulent carnal need to claim and destroy him simultaneously. Every attempt to resist my impulses are in vain. I can't fight what's inevitable. Dominic. Years of sobriety wasted after the loss of a girl I thought I loved. It turns out love doesn't exist. Only pain, loss, the white static of chaos we're forced to live in. And I want nothing more than to feel nothing, be nothing. Amidst my downward spiral, a domineering cop I crossed paths with months ago forces himself into every facet of my life, stirring up everything I forced myself not to feel. Rhett Boyd has a sick obsession with me and my pain. In return, my disturbing twisted desire gradually turns him into something deeper, something more, until I realize the truth. I've always been destined for destruction. It's a dark enemies to lovers MM standalone romance. So that is April, May, and June's books. Let me know if you will be joining us for any of these in the comments down below. I'd love to hear. So yeah, I'm very excited to read all of these and excited for the live discussions. The live discussions will be usually the first or second week of the following month. So April's live will happen beginning of May, May's live will happen beginning of June, and June's live will happen the beginning of July, just to give everybody more than enough time to acquire the book, read the book, and then for us to figure out a time that works for both of us to do the live shows. But again, I will leave Clint's channel linked below, and thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did. It really helps my channel grow, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!